Friday, my father was detained by Allahabad police, and there was no warrant, there was no letter, there was nothing that the police came with. They just came and asked my father to come to the police station with them, and they have not disclosed where they have taken him. As of now, I do not know where my father is right now. And then at around 12:30 a.m. at night, the police again came at my house and tried to detained my mother and my younger sister. My younger sister is just 19 years old, and my mother is a diabetic patient. Again, we do not know where they are. We do not know what why the police has taken them, what they're doing with them, how they are, in fact. And once again at around 2:30 a.m. the police again gathered at our house and tried to detain myself and my sister-in-law. When we resisted and said that we will not be going with them, and they tried to intimidate us, threaten us, harass us in every way possible. They tried to talk to us in a very aggressive and intimidating tone, and when we still stood our ground that we will not be accompanying them to the police station and they can't take us at this time of the hour, they then asked us to leave our house. They tried to evict us from our house, and from what we know, the police presence is increasing around my house, and along with it there is a presence of bulldozers and JCBs across around the town. And this is not just about my house and my family, it's happening to a lot of houses in Allahabad, a lot of Muslim houses in Allahabad. A lot of Muslim activists such as my father are being harassed, are being intimidated, and we fear that our house will be.
It's like, my younger sister was born in that house, and so our house was is as old as my younger sister in some sense, and it was like our space. We could be ourselves, we could be free, we'd have a lot of fun with each other, and we'd also fight a lot with each other. And my mother was very fond of plants, so when they were demolishing, we saw the plants and the pots, they just crumbling down. And I think we had more than 500 pots in the house with plants in it. It would have been difficult for them to. I also imagine that the plants would be cursing them, so that also gives me relief. As Muslims, Muslims don't even have to do anything. Even if there was no protest in Allahabad, I'm quite sure my father would have been incriminated, given the fact that he is someone who was acknowledging the rising intolerance in Allahabad city. I mean, there was a Dharma Sansad where genocidal calls were given. And this punishment, or this idea of deriving pleasure by punishing Muslims is very prevalent right now. And the Hindu supremacists derive, it's a fetish of theirs of sorts to see Muslim house crumbling, to see Muslims going to jail, to see Muslims being demonized and dehumanized on national television day in and day out, and that's their idea of fun. And to all of that, I think we're not willing to give that to them, so we're not going to shed a single tear. And as for the entire Muslim community, I think the community is strong and will survive whatever will come.
We will never be forced into invisibility, that we will never be forced into silence, because this showed that we don't need anyone else to speak for us. We can do it better than you have done for us. We can raise our voices, we can raise our slogans, and we can fight the right wing, the left wing, the center, all at once. We choose resistance, we have chose resistance every single time, and we will continue to resist. We will continue to be present everywhere. Our presence will always be felt, and we will ensure that our presence is felt. So we are not willing to compromise on our identities. We have been unapologetic and we will be unapologetic. All I want to say through this stage is that we are not afraid.